Hey YouTube, it's me again. Time to talk about some of the things I've been excited about and one of the things that made me not excited. Start off the not as awesome thing first. So, college is in full swing for me right now. I think the 4th week starts Monday, tomorrow. And last week kind of hit a rough spot. I'm an English education major. I want to teach college level English when I'm done with my career. I fully understand that's not going to be the most profitable thing I could do with my life as far as money, but it is one of the better mental experiences I've had lecturing people or tutoring people in what small capacity I have so far in my life, and I feel like this is what I want to do. So I tell you that because I'm taking a 400 level course over the history of the English language, and I went in for tutoring with a graduate student who's taken the class before last week, and the guy was super helpful. He's the kind of person I aspire to, be as helpful as when I'm later on in my college career. But there was a moment when we were going through a little bit of practice on Old English, and to translate Old English, you obviously need a good understanding of how English as it currently is works, so you can compare and contrast. And he looks at me and says, how many pronouns and nouns are there in the sentence? Matter of factly, how many wheels are there on a car? That kind of question, which is a very valid question to ask in a 400 level English class. And I had to pull my phone out and Google what a pronoun was. I was homeschooled, and from the age of 14 to 19, when I took my GED test, pretty much everything I learned was voluntary because life happened and stuff kind of got in the way. But I have always enjoyed telling stories and writing and reading, so I liken my grasp on the English language to someone who loves guitar but never taught themselves to read sheet music, because there's so many YouTube videos that show you how to do chords and play songs. They didn't really need to learn sheet music or music theory. I know what a noun is, I know what a verb is, but pronoun, I never really was required to know that. It's not like that's the hinge of my education. It's not like I was fired or expelled for it, but mentally it's kind of a letdown when you realize that someone asks you, what does a starter do in a car? And you, as someone who likes to try to keep their own vehicle in running condition, cannot explain what it does. So that sucked. But it also reminded me of something very important. College is an educational experience, and while I want to make education fun when I teach, I also fully recognize there are going to be parts in education where something does not stick, and you have to stop and recognize that there are things you need to work on. And if anything, I actually appreciate that happened instead of me feeling like a friggin' idiot. So that happened, but on the good news, college is happening. It's really different to be on a campus with several thousand people instead of several dozen. My teachers are cool. My classes are pretty awesome so far. Hopefully by the end of the semester I'll have a basic grasp so I can si hable español. I'm actually starting to talk to people on campus. That's weird. So I'm digging college. And even more importantly, November 15th, George Watsky will be in Chicago on his All You Can Do tour. I'm going. I am beyond ecstatic about this. And that man's grasp on rhyme and meter are... I hope I can write prose as well as this man writes songs when I grow up. Which makes me feel like an idiot because he's like 4 years older than me or something like that. So I'm gonna get to go see one of my favorite musicians in concert, and then the next day I get to go visit John Green's favorite bookstore in Chicago. Fingers crossed if John Green the magical man that he is recovers to some point where he starts signing books again, there is a minute chance that the bookseller in Chicago, which I recommend you check out their website, they're a wonderful bookstore as far as I can tell, I can't wait to actually see it, will have signed copies of John Green's books, which would be the shit. Simply cannot wait to go. To summarize, college will throw curveballs at you. College is pretty awesome, no matter whether you're really involved or just along for the ride. And Watsky kicks ass. And John Green has great taste in bookstores. I think we covered a lot today. Asking if anyone would do group study sessions. Group study sessions. Scotland.